Hello, everybody.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus DeAndre Ware, 24-02477 and 23-03024. Council appearance, please.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of DeAndre Ware.
Screen is looking like this. Let's see. Okay, Mr. DeAndre Ware.
Hello.
Okay, Mr. Ware, I do have a felony complaint that I'm going to arraign you on. The allegations are that on or about July 23rd, 2024, at the area of 4170 Windward Drive in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan, that you did allegedly, contrary to law, commit the act in count 1 of assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation. The allegations are that you did make an assault upon a Sierra Vega with the intent to do great bodily harm less than the crime of murder, and that this was contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.84. Count 1 is a felony. The maximum penalty is 10 years in prison or $5,000 in fines. Your DNA is to be taken upon arrest, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under MTL 750.506A if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Count 2, domestic violence, alleges that you did make an assault or assault and a battery upon a Sierra Vega, an individual with whom you had a child in common or an individual with whom you had a dating relationship, and that this was contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.812. That's a misdemeanor with the maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Count 3, assault or assault and battery. It alleges that you did make an assault or assault and battery upon a person by the name of Beautiful DeLeon, contrary to MCL 750.811. It's a misdemeanor, maximum penalty 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. Again, a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. You understand the charges read in the maximum penalty, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to be represented by counsel. Mr. Lee from the Office of the Public Defender is representing you today for the purposes of your arraignment only. You have the right to have an attorney represent you at each court appearance, and you have the right to have an attorney represent you if you're questioned by law enforcement. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can make a request to have the Public Defender's Office represent you at the expense of the public. Do you understand your right to counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty. Plead not guilty or stand mute. If you stand mute, the matter will continue all the way to a jury trial. You have the right in this matter to a preliminary examination, and you have the right to have it within 21 days of today's date. Today's date being the date that you're being arraigned. At the time of the examination, you have the right to require the prosecution establish that they have sufficient probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause sufficient to charge you with these crimes. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The timeline of 21 days that's set by statute, and it can only be moved if you waive the 21 days or if the court finds good cause to go beyond the 21 days, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to proceed to trial. And you have the right to a jury trial. At the time of trial, you have the right to see, hear, or question in court, in person, any of the witnesses that are called to testify against you. You have the right to subpoena witnesses to testify for yourself or your own behalf, or to present evidence that you believe show a defense to these charges. You also have the right to remain silent and not have silence at your trial be used against you, but you can waive your silence and testify at trial if you'd like. Do you have any questions about any of those rights?
Oh, ma'am.
You also have the right to be considered for pretrial release from custody. We'll address your bond in just a moment. Is he requesting court-appointed counsel?
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
It's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You're currently scheduled for probable cause conference before Judge Tony Flores. It's going to be October 10th, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning. You have a preliminary examination before Judge Flores, October 17th, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning, and you should have received a notice to appear for those dates and times. Did you get those?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You can appear via Zoom for the probable cause conference. However, you must appear in person for any preliminary examination, okay?
Okay, understood.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
For Trim Pros, property management.
You said it was called what again?
Trim Pros Property Management is a company I started myself in 2019.
What's your home address? That's not the address of the alleged victim, is it?
No, that's my home.
The alleged victim does not live there?
Oh,
What's your phone number? Are you on probation or on parole?
no, ma'am.
Have you ever missed court in the past?
I have just recently for this other charge, the driving while license suspended, because I didn't think I had to appear because my license is valid. So I definitely had missed court. I think it was a few weeks ago.
Okay, you're talking about file number 23-03024. You missed court more than once. It wasn't just recently, sir. I see 3 failure to appears in this file.
I'm sorry. I wasn't sure of that. I wasn't sure of that at all.
You wasn't sure that you missed court in February 2024 and that you missed court again in February 2024 and then again in August of 2024.
But is it for the same charge?
Same exact charge.
Oh, I just wasn't aware that I had. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware that I had court dates in February. I just know. Sorry.
Okay, let's see. February 6th, you told the magistrate you thought it was a ticket. So for whatever reason, you didn't appear. Your matter was reset. Your matter was then again reset because you missed the first time, November 2023. Your matter was again reset to February 26, 2024, after you saw the magistrate on February 6, 2024, and she advised you that you missed your court date so that she would reset the court date. She reset the court date to February 26, so only 3 weeks later, and then you still didn't show up.
I thought because I had to pay my fines, and I came down here and paid my fine. I wasn't aware of the court date.
You didn't pay, you were aware because the magistrate told you when you were arraigned on the bench warrant for February 6th. So you failed to appear on February 26th. So what happened was you were rearraigned again on the same driving while license is suspended. You were arraigned again on July 30th.
Right.
And the pretrial was again reset to August 2nd. You were given a notice to appear. Both times when you were arraigned on the warrant, you were given a notice to appear. So to tell me that you didn't know you had a court date would be really ridiculous because you were given a notice. Don't open your mouth to talk over me. You were given a notice to appear and then you still didn't appear on August 2nd. So you were properly advised, but there's something going on with the connector in your brain that lets you believe that you cannot come to court even though you're told to come to court. And yet you still stand before me and tell me you didn't know you were supposed to be here. I don't know how else we can let you know. If we tell you to be in court, we tell you the date, we give you the date. What else are we supposed to do to remind you or tell you that you're supposed to be here? I don't get it.
That wasn't, I guess it was the wrong choice of words. It was really because I thought that when I went and got my license, when I paid the fine for my license, that the case was resolved. I didn't know that I still had to get a approval. When I came up here on the 6-4 and I paid to get my license reinstated. I had 2 tickets and I had paid them, so I didn't know that the case was still ongoing. That was completely my mistake.
Who told you that the case was dismissed if you paid your tickets?
I know the lawyer, when I first talked to the first
That was your understanding from your lawyer?
from the public defender, they said if I was to go get my license, I shouldn't have anything to worry about. And that's what was the thing. That was what I didn't know, if my license was reinstated, that I still had to come to court.
Yeah, I get it. And I can understand why they would say that, because that is accurate. If you get a driving while license suspended, if you go and get your license unsuspended, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. That's not telling you you don't have to come to court. You had a court date, you were supposed to appear until they tell you your case is dismissed. This is information you need to take and put in your back pocket so this doesn't happen again. Until someone tells you that your case is dismissed, you appear to court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, that was my mistake.
Yeah, well, you made it 3 times. Okay, counsel, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ware has expressed to me that he does intend to defend himself vigorously in this case. He does live here in the area. He's lived in Lansing his whole life. And if he makes this a priority, I am sure that he will be here. I understand the court's concerns and leave it to the court's discretion. Thank you.
Okay, review his prior criminal history. There is a history of violence noted on his criminal history. This complaint as charged alleges 3 separate counts of violent actions, 1 being a felony. And then I have clear information here that evidences failure to appear in court. So personal recognizance bond will not be granted. I will, however, grant a 10% bond. Bond is set in the amount of 10,000, 10%. You need to report to all of your court dates. You've received a notice to appear on the felony matter. The driving while license suspended is going to be reset October 28th at 9:30 before Judge Flores. You should have received a notice to appear before Judge Flores on that date. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I have it.
It looks like you previously posted a $250 cash bond on the driving while license is suspended. That was forfeited when you failed to appear. Bond in that matter is set at $300 cash or surety. While out on bond, you have the following conditions, and I'm addressing the felony file now about the conditions. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, drugs, or marijuana unless you have a valid prescription. You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or dangerous weapon. You are not to have contact directly or indirectly with the alleged victim in this matter, Sierra Vega. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to be within 1,500 feet of wherever Miss Vega lives. That would include where she works, goes to school, or does business. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So hypothesizing, if you pull into the drive-through and you find out she's working there, you would leave because you can't be within 1,500 feet of wherever she's working. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to report to pretrial services within 48 hours of release from custody. I'm also going to put a no contact order in place for the protection of the alleged victim in count 3, a beautiful De Leon. So you're not to be within 1,500 feet of beautiful De Leon or wherever beautiful De Leon works, goes to school, or resides or does business. Do you have any questions, sir, about your bond conditions?
No, ma'am.
Your next 2 court dates. Asked you a question.
Excuse, you were asking, did I have any questions about those next two court dates?
No, I said, what are your next two court dates?
Oh, the 10th and the 17th at 8:30, both of them.
Before which judge?
Judge Flores.
Okay. Any questions about whether or not you need to appear in court?
Oh, you explained that I need, that I could do the probable cause on Zoom and I need to be there in person for the prelim.
That's correct. And your driving while license is suspended, you can appear via Zoom for that one as well, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.